welcome to For the Birds with Richard Cole. Unfortunately, Richard couldn't be here today, but he sends his best to all of you and is so grateful that so many people posted on the Cole's Facebook page and shared your lovely pictures of birds in the winter. And it was such a winter wonderland over about half of the country, over at least the eastern half. We saw so much snow, and it's so beautiful to see pictures of birds in the snow. Whenever Cole's does the calendar, the fewest pictures that we get for any season are always winter. This really probably will make up for everybody having lots of great winter pictures because you were kind enough to show those. On today's show, we've got advice from Richard Cole about caring for birds during the winter and the cold. We'll talk about a lot of different types of birds and the different types of food that they eat and that they need when the weather gets so cold and the temperatures drop very much and they need all that energy. First, we're going to share a couple of photos with you. The photo that was taken by Elaine Cole, this beautiful bird out enjoying a bite at the feeder. And Elaine took this with a bountiful bowl, which has a great dome so that you don't get all that ice and cold and rain into your feeder. And this is Cole's suet kibbles. They are great to be able to feed the birds when it's cold like this. They get all the energy and nutrients from the suet, which is a lot to them like eating insects. And this is also mixed with dried mealworms, so bluebirds love it as well. And it's got the flaming squirrel seed sauce that Cole's is so famous for. So that is keeping the birds nice and warm, and a beautiful picture of a cardinal as well. Many of you were so nice to send us your photographs and videos. We also want to show you a video that Elaine was able to take of different type of birds, and you'll be able to see a wide variety of birds come to the feeder and love these suet kibbles, which will keep them warm because they need so much energy when the weather is really cold. So you can see that one bird after the next, and there are different varieties of birds come. And Lori Hillier, who took a lot of great photos, who always posts on the Lazy Birder, we're glad that you're joining us. Please put where you live and where you're watching, where you're seeing this. We'd love to see that. The next thing we want to show you is a video that Richard did. Richard Cole has such great advice about taking care of birds all year long, but he talks a lot about what birds most need in winter. Tell us about what we should be doing to help our feathered friends during the winter time, these cold months.
Number one, feed them. It's nice to give them a little helping hand, and it does, according to the research, does increase the populations around food sources a little bit. They don't super overpopulate or nothing, but you're helping out some. You're giving them a little chance. They can find their own food, but it's nice to give them a hand. It makes me feel good to feed them.
And speaking of you, we have some video of your yard and how Richard's entire yard is just made for the birds. And that's your first step, right? Having a bird-friendly yard includes not having a cat, right? But you have feeders everywhere. You've got lots of cover. You've got these woods for them and running water. Tell us a little bit about how you make your yard a bird sanctuary.
Well, I've lived in two different environments. This is one. This has more woods behind it and all. Another house I had didn't have much more, just pure subdivision. And they're both very similar.
Right.
My birds have more room to forage around in a natural forest. The other birds, of course, they forage around in our neighborhoods too, and find the feeders. So it's nice to give them a little bit of something. Like here in the yard, I'll have a few feeders out. I don't go really overboard. Some people have come in there in my yard and said, "You don't have a lot of feeders." I had 4 or 5. You know, and some people have a lot more than I do, but I try to have them in the right places, and I try to have the right things in them. And for goodness sakes, I do try to have them with food in them. Many times I see people with bird feeders, and I'll look out there, and there's nothing in them. Oh, well, I forgot to put it in there this week. What do you mean this week? How about yesterday or today?
Tell us some of the good things to feed them. You like really sunflower meats, right?
Sunflower meats, I mean, it's a good all-around seed without the shell on it. And the reason that makes a difference, well, sunflower seeds are very popular bird seed, have been forever. And most birds love them, and most birds can crack the shell. All birds can't. So you get a little wren and some of the warblers and stuff like that, they cannot crack, or bluebirds can't crack a sunflower seed. Well, what do? Now they wait for somebody else to break one. Well, if you have a mixture with some sun meats in it that don't have to have shell on it, then these birds are going to have a chance to eat it. And it becomes like an insect substitute for them because it's soft and it's got nutrition in it. So great foods, and everybody eats it. One of the reasons you see bluebirds coming to feeders now, and you didn't 30 or 40 years ago, it's like, oh, bluebirds won't come to bird feeders. Well, it's because there was nothing there they could eat. As we especially introduced sunflower meats to the feeding public, and it got more prevalent of being put out there without the shell. Gee, guess what? All of a sudden we start seeing birds at feeders who typically would say, oh, they don't come to feeders.
Right.
But now they have something to eat when they get there.
Yes, and these blends, I think they're really good to show,
Yes.
to give a wide variety, bring a wide variety of birds, and also they can see those, and I think that attracts them even more
Yeah.
to the feeders.
And
yeah,
they
when
see other
can
birds
see it.
coming to feeders, then
They're like, what do they have?
the traffic
Yes.
builds, yeah. Hello, this is Richard Cole. I want to thank each of you for watching.
It's always nice to know that you're helping the birds cope during such harsh times. And one of the things that the birds do to stay warm, especially bluebirds, is to get in a nesting box. So if you have a nesting box, that's a great way to be able to help the bluebirds. They'll all get in together and just use their body heat to stay warm. But an interesting thing with bluebirds, one of our Facebook fans, Lydia Lively, who we love, who always shares her pictures, isn't this beautiful? But it seems a little early, right? She took these pictures. She lives in North Carolina, and she took these pictures recently, within the last, I think, week. And they appear to be getting nesting materials. So I asked Richard Cole about this, and Richard said that, birds, just like people, can just misjudge things. They may be thinking that, there's more hours in the day, and so they start nesting, but he thinks they probably would just go ahead and stop, that they would realize that it is a bit too early to start building the nest. Richard Cole has more about how to feed bluebirds during these cold months.
People do eat dried
Yes.
mealworms.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they're not bad. I will not admit to eating them. I'm
think
just
you
saying,
just did.
I
I think
can
you
say
did.
with authority that they're not bad. They have a light, toasted, nutty aroma to
Wow.
them.
Let's talk about bluebirds in particular.
Yeah, everybody's favorite just about. I mean, who doesn't like bluebirds? And there's several varieties in the United States. So
And what
Everybody
should
gets
you
them.
be feeding them in the winter?
in the winter, there again, sunflower meats, they can eat that, where they can't crack a sunflower seed. But they
Look how
can eat
little
that.
their beak is.
Yeah, and but when you have mealworms, there's a lot of dried mealworms available now, and in packages and things, and they love those. Oh my goodness, I had like 6 or 7, 8 bluebirds today and yesterday
Really?
on a little feeder full of just dried mealworms,
Wow.
and they just cleaned it out. And I also have suet kibbles. We have a product of suet kibbles. It's like suet in a cake, but it's just in little pellets.
Yeah.
And all the birds love that stuff. All of them will eat it, especially the bluebirds. They really like it because they can eat it, and it's got the nutrition in there they need and the fat content they need.
And they like live mealworms as well as
Oh, they
the
do.
dried ones, right?
And the only problem with the live ones is
they're messy.
It's complicated. It's complicated to keep them. They're expensive because they're live. And a lot of people
Right.
just want to say, ooh. But they have started making a lot of them now that are dried. They just basically toast them lightly. It dries them out, but the nutrition that the birds need are still there. And once they get used to them, they eat them. They love them.
I love that idea of toasting your mealworms. It's just a
Well,
little
I won't say
toasted.
anything about putting them on toast or anything like that. But people do eat dried
Yes.
mealworms. And-
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they're not bad. I will not admit to eating them. I'm
think
just
you
saying,
just did.
I can
I think you
say
did.
with authority that they're not bad. They have a light, toasted, nutty aroma to
Wow.
them.
Yeah.
A little crunchy. They're good.
Like a little potato chip. Okay,
All
let's
kidding
move
aside,
on.
birds really like those, and the
Yes.
ones that don't eat a lot of seeds will eat the mealworms, and it's a great source of protein and
Helps them get
for 'em
through
in the
winter.
wintertime, yes.
Yes.
Hello, this is Richard Cole. I want to thank each of
And Richard has such great advice for taking care of bluebirds, and so many of us love to see eastern bluebirds. And in keeping with our theme of eastern bluebirds, one of the many gorgeous shots that we got from our viewers and our Facebook fans, this is from Timothy Bowser. Isn't that just absolutely beautiful? And we want to say welcome from Lori Hillier, who is watching out in California, where she says it is 80 degrees outside. That's amazing. So Lori, who has great pictures all the time that she posts with us, was not able to get any winter birding pictures. They didn't have the cold that many of us saw. But another Alex McLeod gave us this picture. So pretty. So we'll go through a few. I really liked, this is from Mike Youngs. This is all the different feeders. He says, not a great photo due to backlighting, but finches, pine siskins, juncos, and more enjoying the food and water while it is -2 degrees in North Dakota. Wow, very, very cold as it is much of the winter in North Dakota. This I thought was really cute from Susan Jean Bastian Cannon, little birdie footprints in the snow. How cute is that? And then we have from Tate Graham these cardinals. What a great action shot here. You cannot beat cardinals in the snow. You just can't. They are so beautiful. And Lydia, lively. Another great picture from Lydia. Right there. They all, of course, they're all puffed up. That's how they stay warm. This is from Jan Burris Brewer. Such a nice picture, right out in the snow, but still that doesn't keep them from eating. So that's great. Thank you for feeding them, Jan. Now we want to go to Richard Cole. He's going to tell you a little bit about taking care of finches in the winter.
There's a typical suet
you
feeder
go.
right there.
That's
And-
perfect. And I love the log. Doesn't that have suet in it too? Let's talk about finches, house finches, purple finches. What kind of food do they like during the winter?
Generally, all these guys eat a little bit of the same things. They'll find insects where they can before the hard freezes knock them all down. And at the backside of this wintertime, when the little buds come out on trees, little bitty things that are still tender, they'll eat those. The rest of the time, they'll find spiders and all now. And the seeds they eat, there's a lot of them they can. The finches, unlike a lot of the other songbirds, have a feature of the beak. It's a conical beak like a cardinal. Therefore, it's more like something they can really mash something. Instead of a skinny little beak, it's got a pointed shape like that. And they can get force on things. They can break a lot of seeds open. So they get a chance to get around the trees and eat seeds that a lot of the other birds can't do. So that's what they mostly feed on in the wintertime is seed crops.
Now, will they eat suets? Because I know suet cakes are great in the winter
Yes.
because they're real high fat. But will the finches eat
Yes,
it?
yes.
Okay.
Most of the birds will. I've not seen. I don't think I've seen a bird that wouldn't come to suet
Yeah.
once it sees the other birds eating. They come there, they taste it, they will eat it. Especially if
Yeah.
it's presented a way they can get to it.
Yeah.
Most times, most suet cakes are in a hanging feeder. That slows some birds down. Although I think I've noticed in the last 4, 5, 6 years that a lot of my birds tend to be able to handle the suet feeder better
Yeah.
than they used to. Although I've got suet in other places for them. There's a typical suet
you
feeder
go.
right there.
That's
And-
perfect. And I love the log. Doesn't that have suet in it too?
Yes.
The log?
Yes, it's
Oh,
just an
that's
old
perfect.
dead log. It's still firm with 1 inch, 1.5 inch holes drilled in it, and I just push suet up in the holes.
Yeah.
It's got some, woodpeckers love that, and the songbirds will come up there and get on it also. Hello, this is Richard Cole. I want to thank.
I love how passionate Richard is when he talks about feeding the birds and seeing the birds. He has so many different types of feeders in his yard and attracts all types of birds. We want to show you more pictures from our Facebook page that people shared with us. during those very cold days. This comes from Linda Moore in Houston, Texas, a picture of a hummingbird from January 25th, and she says he's been here for a little over a month. They can survive in Houston. And Richard says they can survive a lot of places, that you just don't keep your feeders out so you don't see them in some places where they really might be. And great picture from Kelly Crone. A reminder that you all sent us some absolutely gorgeous pictures. We love them, but in order for these to be entered in our Kohl's calendar, you'll definitely have to send them in. We'll have details on that coming up sometime over the next couple of months, probably. Beautiful picture from Tate Graham with this female cardinal just looking so elegant with all the snow behind her. I love how puffed up she is. Female cardinals are so beautiful, just like the males. And this one is from Jan Brewer as well, the one that we as birders don't really like to see them hanging around our feeder. So we'll just show you a couple more, and then we'll have Richard share his wisdom in another video. This is from Kelly Crone. This is lovely with all the snow just blanketing around. What a beautiful background. Well, all of us love to see cardinals, especially cardinals in the snow. They are so beautiful with that white background. But what should you be feeding them when it gets really, really cold outside? Richard Cole has advice. I use this, and what I loved about it is the cardinals love it, but the other birds that will just eat you out of house and home, like the crows and the starlings and stuff, they didn't seem to like it. There's nothing more beautiful than the bright red cardinal in the snow. So what do we do to attract cardinals to our yard?
Well, you know, the sunflower seed in the shell, that was the typical big thing for cardinals, the sunflower seed. Cardinals also tend to like safflower seed. And here in the South, we didn't see safflower seed very often. We weren't feeding it to the birds. But we started doing this about 20 years ago, and now a lot of the birds around here kind of like it. My birds love it. And it's a good seed that...
And the suet kibbles.
Oh, there's the suet kibbles,
Yeah.
Those things are great. They'll go in a feeder. They'll go in just a deck railing. You put them in a pan.
Did you pay these two to come to the feeder for
I
that
did,
picture?
yeah. I got a deal, two for one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, they like
That's
all
nice.
kinds of food. But I will tell you, getting back to the safflower,
Yeah.
I use this, and what I loved about it is the cardinals love it, and they
Yes.
have that big beak, and they can get into it. But the other birds that will just eat you out of house and home, like the crows and the starlings and stuff, they didn't seem to like it.
Most of the blackbirds don't tend to
Yeah.
eat the safflower, and I really don't know. It don't matter why they don't, and that makes it nice because the cardinals do like it, and a lot of the other little songbirds can't crack that little hard shell. So it's not a cardinals only seed. A lot of birds eat it, but it's a great food to put out there as a alternative to some of the other things. A little separate bowl for just certain birds, like the cardinals. Hello, this is Richard Cole. I want to thank each of you for watching, and I want you to subscribe.
We're so grateful to Richard for all of his advice, and we do want to show you more pictures that were sent to us on our Facebook page, on the Kohl's Facebook page. This is from Kathy D. Siletz. I hope I'm saying that right. I love this because it is a great reminder that even when it is so cold outside, birds still need water, and to have that running water so that it's not freezing and they can take a bath. You wouldn't think that a bird would want to be in the bath when it's so cold outside, but obviously they do, and they need it to stay clean and that sort of thing. So we're very glad to see our viewers giving them, our Facebook fans giving them what they need. And another great picture by Jan Brewer of a bluebird out in the snow. Thank you for sharing these with us. And this comes to us from Linda Muir-Colley. And you can see the woodpecker in this tree. They are not letting a little snow keep them from pecking. A white-throated sparrow. This is kind of good cover, but you can definitely see that white-throated sparrow out in the snow. And thank you, Jen Fannin, for that picture. And this comes to us from Marcia Hudson. That is so bold and vibrant against all of that ice that we've got around. And because you can see, like, it looks like little berries on the tree, the birds can't get to those. So they especially need food when it's so cold like this. There's so many food sources they're not able to take advantage of. Now, this one almost looks like somebody's Christmas card, right? From Pam K. Backus. And you can see the cardinal just kind of waiting back there. Such a beautiful picture. We're going to come back and go back to Richard Cole, who is going to tell us what to feed those adorable nuthatches that visit your feeder so often.
Sunflower seed with the chili pepper oil infused into it. The squirrels don't like the taste of it.
Right.
They just don't like the taste of it. I don't like the taste of it.
Let's talk about nuthatches and how they look for food, because they're always upside down. Nuthatches are so much fun to watch.
Yes, and they get to places where the other birds, although they may hang on the side of a tree and look, they're not as good at getting to food on trees and under the bark layers as nuthatches.
They have really adapted.
They'll scoot along and just look under all the little crevices. And some of them will actually hide food
Oh, really?
in those places for later, yeah.
I do want to show, like, the hot meats, because this is such a great thing to be able to have. Like, I like to have the birds come up to the porch and that kind of thing, but I don't want the squirrels. The squirrels are always coming up on the deck and trying to steal, you know, the food and that kind of thing. But to me, these hot meats are perfect because you've got all the nutrition of the sunflower meats and you're not feeding the squirrels.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It makes it nice. I feed squirrels too, but I give them their
but
food
they
off to the
will
side.
break into your
Y'all eat over
feeders.
there, you know,
Yeah.
leave us alone for the birds.
Right.
And the sunflower seed with the chili pepper oil infused into it, it just,
It's a perfect one.
the squirrels don't like the taste of it.
Right.
They just don't like the taste of it. I don't like the taste of it.
Have you tried it?
It's too hot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet it is.
I've done way too many taste tests on it. But it's very hot.
I love a
But the
man
birds-
that stands behind his product enough to eat it. That is so funny, Richard.
The birds, they don't taste the heat. They don't
Yeah.
have receptors to feel the heat source, so they just eat it and it's fine.
Right.
Hello, this is Richard Cole. I want to thank each of you for watching.
Thank you, Richard Cole. And we will have one more video of Richard coming up in the next few minutes. But I do want to share with you more pictures that you all sent us. This comes from Lynn Guthrie. One of her pictures made our Cole's 2026 calendar, but she was out in the winter taking pictures on that very cold day, January 25th, out in South Carolina. What a great picture of a goldfinch trying to enjoy a little food on a very cold day. And this comes from Mike Weathers. Suet cake is great for them. And I love this. This cardinal from Wick Quezada. I hope I'm saying that correctly. The cardinal just looks like, I'm going to see what's going on here. Like he's peeping in on something with all of those frozen drops near his head. What a beautiful picture. And Amanda Crump from the winter in North Carolina. And yeah, you can see the cardinal and the suet cake. This is a great thing to feed them. Suet cake in the winter. Perfect. And this comes from Kim Dale Hastings at our pool. I wish I knew where they were from. But it doesn't look quite as cold there, but that might be some snow. The cardinal just taking a dip. They still need access to water. And another Kelly Crone, great picture, all the snow in this, and one very vibrant male cardinal, looking all around like, why is this happening to me? And we're going to have one more video from Richard Cole, and we want to talk about taking care of chickadees in the winter.
It's mostly sunflower seeds and broken up pieces of it and suet.
Can they get into the actual seed? Are their beaks strong enough to get into the seed, or do you prefer the meats for them? Let's talk about chickadees, an adorable little bird to attract to your feeder.
Chickadees,
I love chickadees.
And titmice, they kind of blend together. And everybody's got chickadees.
Yeah.
And they're really neat birds. They're, again, small beak. They do peck a little bit. They can open some tender things. But there again, you can do sunflower seeds, sunflower meats, of course, goes for everybody. These guys eat a little bit of everything. They like the suet.
Oh, okay.
They really do, and especially in the kibble form. But sunflower meats is really what I get the most hits on with these guys. And then, of course, I think they may eat a little bit of millet also, but it's mostly sunflower seeds and broken up pieces of it and suet.
Can they get into the actual seed? Are their beaks strong enough to get into the seed, or do you prefer the meats for them?
I prefer the meat form.
Okay.
It's quicker and they get more.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's a matter of then, if you watch, the titmice chickadees both can crack a sunflower seed.
Oh,
Takes a little work
okay.
for them, and it's, I guess it's a nice piece of food in there for them, because size-wise, but they can both good. The titmice, I always love to watch them because they grab it, go off to a limb, hold it between their 2 feet, and peck on it. And then the little pieces fly and they get the meats. Chickadees do very much the same thing, and they can split the seeds open. Hello, this is Richard Cole. I want to thank each of you for watching.
Richard has so much great advice, whether it is, that you're trying to help the cardinals in the snow, the bluebirds, nuthatches, chickadees, any type of bird. One great food that you can feed them is sunflower meats. That is just packed with energy. Suet cakes are great for cardinals. The safflowers are so good. And for bluebirds, of course, a mixture of suet as well as either live or dried mealworms are always great. We do want to share with you a few more pictures that you all sent to us during these very cold months, or during these very cold days that we've had lately. So I'm just trying to get some of our pictures and see. Yeah, okay, we are good. We just want to share these with you. If you're watching, just say hello, tell us where you're from. This is Marcy Sixes, and beautiful picture of a cardinal. I'm going to go through these a little bit faster so we can get to more of them. And cardinals flying, all of you, just like me, John Smith, a male cardinal in flight in Brownsboro, Texas. Beautiful. But many of you love to see cardinals in the snow, these male cardinals. Oh, and southern sachet, so pretty. This one also just looks like a postcard, something you would get for Christmas. And I love this, Tammy Groves. And what a beautiful picture. And these juncos look so pretty when they fluff up their feathers like that. What a great picture showing the snow. And this comes from Marlis Ann Recker, and you can see the birds at the feeders there. It doesn't look so cold there, so maybe it wasn't as bad where she is. Now, this one looks very cold. This is from Kim Dale Hastings, and showing the birds enjoying some food on what looks like a very cold feeder. And, of course, everyone loves to see the woodpeckers, and they look like they're just so brilliant, the colors. And that's all the time we have. I wish we had the time to show you more pictures. Alex, let's just show this one more from Tammy Posh Allred. So beautiful, the bluebirds along a fence, trying to stay warm, trying to pack in together. Thank you all for watching today. Richard Cole is here every first Wednesday of the month at 3 o'clock to share his insights about birds. And thanks for watching For the Birds with Richard Cole. Have a good one.
Hello, this is Richard Cole. I want to thank each of you for watching, and I want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to share it.